So, today's topic is in continuation to what we spoke last week also. It was
Okay.
about the void again, how to understand what void means and how to identify it. We also did a process for that and gave certain questions so that one can sit with themselves and reflect on it.
Okay.
Uh, that particular discussion was oriented around how to identify void in yourself. And today's topic comes from our observation of how people at times try to fill someone else's void and then how they also suffer. Or sometimes one person in the family is in that constant void and everyone is trying to fill that void, but then everyone is going into a vicious cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So this is about identifying the void in someone else that you care about and how to have a healthy way out of it. Am I right, Priya? You want to add something?
Yeah. No, I think that pretty much is the essence of what we want to share today.
Yeah. So for that, we'll again start with what void exactly means. Like if we are talking from our understanding of therapy, then what void is. So as Poonam, you said some time back that you have everything around you, everyone around you, but you still feel void. So it is that emptiness which you feel as though it is not getting filled with anything. And in that emptiness, there could be any emotion. The void could be coming from feeling of loneliness or sadness or helplessness or guilt. So, different emotions which we are not able to look at, face, or handle, and then we are just trying to distract ourselves from those emotions. So, we are avoiding looking at it, feeling it, and then we try to fill that feeling with something else.
Okay.
From there, the most typical thing that happens is the addictions. In therapy, we have observed that addictions come from void. So that's the basic way of identifying when a person walks in for therapy to say I want to quit smoking or I want to quit any habit which is damaging, but I'm addicted to that. Then
But
we look for.
what if the other person is not willing for any therapy, or then
So
how to
yeah,
identify them?
therapies do not work for anyone who is not willing. We can work
Okay.
with only those people who are willing to work on what they want to work on. In fact, at times when a
What if the
client
other
walks in
person
and
needs the
says,
therapy? What if the other person needs the therapy and the rest of the family is getting affected just because he or she is not ready for the therapy?
right,
This
yeah,
is what is
that's
going
where
on,
we are coming. Yeah,
because
that's
that
where
is
we are
what is going on in my family.
coming.
So,
So, Priya, you want to answer this or shall we take that in the flow of discussing void?
We can answer it at this level because if the questions come up, then there's something for her there. So I guess Poonam, it is difficult, as you rightly said, that when a person whom you know in the family one is in need of therapy, you know it, and who's not able to approach it or is not willing to take it up, knowing that the kind of so-called help is available, then they are making a choice saying that they are okay with their lives, however it is.
but the other people are getting affected.
True. So then the person affected will come into therapy.
I'm right sitting in front of you.
Yeah,
I'm
but that's
sure
how
of
it
the fact
works.
that, yeah, like even Gayatri and I, when we started therapy, we did identify people in our own families who needed work to be done. But we said the only way that we can not fix them, but change situations in life is to start working on ourselves. And with that dynamic, whatever starts changing will get available for them and available for us, surely. And from there, we have noticed that there are times when people who are unwilling to get into therapy also, walk into therapy. Or maybe
I'm waiting for
the
that minute.
contract. No, maybe the contract is also that they are not meant to get therapy at all. Not everyone in the world needs therapy. Actually, everyone needs, but not everyone walks into therapy. So maybe they are not meant. And who is meant to get into therapy and change their lives does it? Because ultimately, our life is our responsibility, right? This is in short, of course, but when we talk of completely, when we talk of the topic, then I'm sure you'll be able to understand why we are saying what we are saying now. Yeah, Gayatri?
Yeah. I would also like to add that any one person's issue, it looks like it is that person's issue, but in therapeutic language and understanding, it is not one person's issue. It is just the symptom which the entire system is going through. So it is a system issue, it is a family issue. The symptoms are concentrated in one person's behavior or whatever coping. So we think that that person needs healing or fixing. But if
So
we look at it that way,
I'll
and
talk to
then
you on a personal basis regarding it.
let me complete. So when we identify that one person needs help, but as Priya said, they are choosing not to take help. So maybe they have a pain, but with that pain they don't have suffering, or they don't see any way out as of now. They have accepted it either as a normal for themselves, or they are choosing whatever is the reason, but it is their journey. But if I am getting impacted by whatever is happening with them and I'm looking for ways out, then I am definitely a suitable person to start working on myself. Because consciously or unconsciously, I have manifested this situation in my life, that I have a person in my family who is like this, and seeing them like that, I feel a certain way. So that is my responsibility. Of course, consciously, nobody wants to manifest a situation like that. So unconsciously, I must have manifested it. Unintentionally, I have done that. So how do I understand how I manifested and then alter it and consciously and intentionally manifest or create what I want to live like? So therapy is about that. And of course, when one person shifts in the system, the dynamics change and it corners other people also to shift, and then it is again their free choice. So that's where I believe today's topic also fits very well. That we have seen many people who come to us, they have someone in their family. Most common that we have seen is parents coming and saying their children need help, or one person coming saying their partner needs help, but they are not doing anything. So they want to do any kind of healing and want their child or their partner or their parents, anyone, that person who is not willing to take help, to be helped indirectly. They try to convince, or they try to do any kind of passive healings, through which they try to help that person. And uh, I think most of the times, Priya would also agree that that does not work. It doesn't do any damage, but it definitely does not bring the shift that they are expecting. So why does that happen? So as I said, that void is that emptiness which we are trying to avoid. Yeah. So let's take this example, that whenever a person feels lonely or fearful, they have a tendency to keep eating. Okay. Now, unless they are ready to look at, sit, and acknowledge that, yes, I'm really, really scared. And currently, this situation has triggered the fear in me. But this fear must be out of my control and coming from somewhere. I should look at it. They will not question their behavior because that coping mechanism of eating is helping them soothe their fear. So, no coping mechanism is a problem until the person feels it is damaging them or they can see the damaging impact of that. Because that coping has come out of a defense. But now, what happens is if they are not able to observe, they are not able to understand that how this coping is damaging them, then it will keep on increasing, right? This person, for example, might go and start facing the issue of weight or other health issues out of overeating. And now their body is conditioned in a manner that they start overeating. Like naturally, their appetite increases or they don't have control once they start. So they might do anything at conscious level. Let me do affirmations, let me try finding different diets. But unless that fear is addressed, that coping mechanism won't go away. Now, if they try to do other things to replace food with, then that will also not suffice. And that's how a person who is trying to avoid looking at that emotion is not looking at it and trying to do different things to avoid or distract themselves from that. It will go into as though a bottomless hole. No matter what you put in it, nothing fills. Or it fills only for a while and then again the same feeling comes. So it is a bottomless hole. It is as though everything that one can do to seal it, to fill it fully, is going to go inside it and go away. So it is a vicious cycle. Now, when a person in the family requires such help and not able to do anything, and another person who's trying to help them, a mother, a father, or a partner, they think that okay, मैं इसके लिए ये कर दूं ना शायद इससे ठीक हो जाए, मैं ये कर दूं तो ठीक हो जाएगा, मैं वो कर दूं तो ठीक हो जाएगा. So they try to provide things which they want in order to not feel that emotion, or they try to fix them by taking any other help, but the person is not finding any strength and courage to face their emotion. And that's when this another family member who's constantly trying to help and support the person in the void is also going in their void. So people may lose huge amount of money, efforts, all sorts of passions, positivity. No matter what they try, all of that might go into the void of that one person again and again because we are trying to fix it instead of looking at it. It is trying to convey us something, but we are failing to do that. So I think
There's another
one
dynamic.
liner message that we want to say is when you want to help any family member and you see that maybe they have a void and they are not wanting to look at it, don't try to help in these manners. That usko मैं क्या कर दूं कि वो ठीक हो जाए. First, bring the focus on yourself, that seeing them how I feel. Yeah, Priya, sorry, I didn't allow you.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's okay. You were going in the flow. Another dynamic in this that I would want to add, which I have also noticed, is suppose there is a person in the family who is having a void and is doing number one, number two, number three things to fill their void, but none of these coping mechanisms help. Now, the person reaches a bigger amount of that emotion. Suppose, for example, For the fear of being alone, a person says, I want to earn money. I'll earn a lot of money so that I have a power. So I'll earn a lot of money, I'll do this, I'll do that. But none of that gives him or her the strength to face the loneliness. Then, the next thing that that person could do is anyone who is close to them, they might start putting it on them that you are not doing enough for me. I want you to be in a particular way. What Gayatri said was, the other person is going for, like, we started the conversation, Poonam, is what can I do for that person? Here, I'm telling that the person who's going through the void itself starts throwing the guilt on the members in the family. Saying, I'm doing so much, but still, you're not doing this, or you're not respecting me, or you're not, looking at me, or I'm not, feeling respected, whatever. Now, in such a situation, it gets all the more, a difficult dynamic, because the people in the family, it gets difficult for them to say that we are not here to fill this for you. In such cases also, the only thing that the people around can do is start looking at their need to fill that person's void. What is my need to see that person is a particular way? Why do I want to fix them? Oh, I want to fix them because I'm dependent on them for love, for money, for company, or I have a fear of losing that person. तो कुछ भी कर लो, but उसको ठीक रखो. So this is how we get caught in the vicious cycle of filling each other's voids. Yeah, Gayatri?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if I can say this with an example, my own personal example is, till very recently, my mother, who's no more, lost her mother when she was 7 years old. Now she's almost grown up without a mother. So feeling unloved, or not having a sense of worth, or not having something to hold on to in life, which will make you feel a particular way. I don't know what she felt, but the people in my family, I can think of instances now where people extremely close to her, my siblings, my father, have made her feel happy, have done things so that she is happy in a particular way. And in the process, very recently, I realized that there has been altered behavior from my end. Like, I would do things which I don't want to. I would say things which I didn't want to say. But just because she feels happy, or just because she feels loved, I would do it. And why would I do it? Because I had a sense of loyalty, my mother. Yeah. The day I realized that filling her void was not my job, she went through whatever she went through because that was her journey of life. And with all love, I'm saying that I want to now lead my life authentically. That's the day I start filling, or I start keeping my energies for myself and live more authentically.
Yeah.
So this doesn't come overnight. It takes time and effort.
But
It gives you,
yeah,
so the
I
drained out feeling ना कि मैं कुछ भी कर लूं यार, ये नहीं हो रहा है, या मैं कुछ भी एफर्ट डाल रहा हूं, मुझे ना रियल रिजल्ट्स नहीं मिल रहा है लाइफ में, फॉर वट एवर.
सिचुएशन इंप्रूव हो जाता है, बट ट्रांसफॉर्म नहीं हो रहा है सिचुएशन.
हाँ.
That's when we know that we are running around a void and trying to fill it with something. Because the way life, flows is when we put a seed in the soil, and if it is given the minimum required condition for growth, what happens? It grows, it flourishes, right? That means life works in that manner. So if I have an intention to grow in a particular direction, and if I am doing minimum required thing, the minimum result should come effortlessly, When it will not come, when there is a leak. And void is one of such leaks. Because I'm not wanting to look at maybe my incompetency or my low self-worth or my helplessness, which keeps me from giving my 100% in that direction. So that's why we are saying that identifying your own void and identifying the void around you will do more help than trying to fix other people's void. Even sometimes they will pull, as Priya said, sometimes they do pull you in their void because they don't know any other way. So they think maybe not me, but other person should give me what I want. Then I'll feel better. So I think we want to leave you with certain questions about how to identify if you are getting stuck in someone else's void in your life. So one question that we have is, as Priya said, that you are doing everything, but there are no real results or no real transformation. So sit and ask if in a particular situation is that happening. Then you know it is either your own void or someone else's void that you are stuck with. Or initially you have tried doing enough or more than your capacity for another person, the way they wanted to feel, but even after that, their complaints haven't stopped. Rather, the expectations might have increased, and disappointments might also have increased. So, then these are the indications that they are pulling you to fill their void, and you have tried, and today you might be feeling exhausted.
Yeah, that is, I think, what is I'm feeling.
Yeah. Priya, you are on mute.
Another example that I would like to give over here, it's a real life example, and I think a lot of people in families face this, especially today, is suppose I say there are working parents, both of them are professionals. Okay, now they have a child and they are not able to give enough time to the child. Now the child is feeling lonely or left out or is not able to communicate with the mother. There's no time. The classical thing that these working parents do is fill them with gifts, holidays, outside food, junk, the best of whatever they can provide with money. Now, this is still filling a void. And when the child grows big, as much as the parents do, or the society does, or they accomplish for themselves, they will still feel the exact emotion that they felt when the parent was away at work. So is it loneliness? Is it, and because, so what I'm trying to tell here, and as Gayatri rightly said, is no material thing can fill an emotion. Nothing from outside can fill anything which is inside. It just has to be acknowledged and lived.
It's like if I don't have self worth, no matter how much other people appreciate me and try to make me feel good about myself, unless I feel good about myself, all of that is not going to last.
Yeah.
So we
So
want you
there are a lot of actors, if you see, not to name, but a lot of people who are accomplished in life in their own fields still feel the dearth of accomplishment. They don't feel the true accomplishment. When actually the accomplishment is true. Like there are people who come and tell them their work is good or nice, or, you take the film industry, you take any other field, they don't feel as accomplished because it doesn't fill their void. Yeah.
So yeah, we
Yeah,
want you
Gayatri.
to sit with these questions and identify uh, your own void also and someone else's void also. I'm sure if you have reached here and then you are asking these questions, then you want to become aware and you want to heal your void. That's why you are here. But what will you do if someone else's void is there and they are pulling you? Then the first thing is to respect their journey, that they don't want to do anything about it, at least not today. It's like you can share your journey, you can recommend or suggest things, but then to do it or not to do it is their choice. So, leaving it and yet taking a responsibility for your own life and drawing a healthy boundary of how much you're going to give them of your time, energy, attention in any form, and how much you're not going to give, and let them sit with their own emotions. And when they go through it, of course, they are your loved ones. So, when a mother sees a daughter going through a painful emotional cycle, which she is not able to break, the mother is going to feel helpless. Then the mother needs to work on her own helplessness. So that without feeling helpless, I can sit with my daughter and help her go through what she needs to.
Right.
And when one can do that, there are unimaginable resources within us which help us to say the right thing or do the right thing in the right way, which might inspire people in our life or which might make them curious that how do you do this? I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they say that when we lead with our example, that becomes easier for people to follow. So you need to find your own way to draw a healthy boundary. Again, there might be a belief or conditioning around that also. That I might feel guilty if my mother is sitting, in sadness at home and I am at peace. I might feel guilty. I should go and work on my guilt instead of trying to, go then and spend some time with her and compensate.
Mm-hmm.
Because tomorrow again I might feel it. If my mother hasn't cracked her journey around her sadness, she will continue to be in sadness and I might go and create more happiness and joy in my life. So I need to first work on my guilt and then draw the boundary and then stand up for her. So it will keep on bringing the focus here. How do I feel when I see my son going through this or my husband through that? When I feel, how do I feel when my husband doesn't take the help? And when we do that, it does not sound very straight. It does not sound very logical because anybody would say the problem is there, so something should be done there, no? But if problem was only there, then I would not feel helpless or guilty or anything else. So bringing the focus on the self, working on ourselves, our emotions, and drawing a healthy boundary. That's the way to help them.
Fine.
It's not
Yeah, do you
as
want to
simple
add
and
anything?
straight as it.
Yeah,
It is not as simple and straight. It's a journey. And I
it's
think
a,
we need to be kind with ourselves through that also. So there
yeah,
could be times, it's like a diet chart, There are times that you have cheat days, there are times that you go wrong. But then again, you start again and you say, okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
I still honor all the days that I went on a diet and I still honor the days that I cheated. So that's okay. So
Fine.
that's a journey. But this said, Gayatri and I can also, I really would want to share this that all of us have a void.
yeah,
Oh, that's the good news.
Yeah.
yeah. All
All of us operate in some level out of a void. Whatever the level may be, the day it comes into awareness, that's a eureka moment.
Mm.
Start from there. It's like that.
Everybody is fighting a battle.
Everybody, yeah, true, very true.
Everybody is fighting a battle.
Yes, that
But
we don't know.
on some days you become so weak, no? So
Yes. And that's when
Yes.
another person's journey seems inspiring.
So true.
That said, Poonam, if you have any questions, please do feel free
Right
to.
now, no, I don't have, but I'll definitely contact you guys again.
Yeah.
I
Thank
think
you.
this session
you.
was meant for me only because nobody else joined.
Truly, yes.
Yeah, true.
Just three of us. No, so it's always nice talking to you guys.
Same here.
You get
Thank you.
motivated, inspired, and there's
All
a
the very best. And just be kind to yourself.
yeah. Chalo, I'll get back to you then. It was nice talking to
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Poonam.
Bye,
Okay.
Poonam. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.